Take two. Kyle from All Me Reviews here to do another albums of the year. I'm just struggling with this, trying to find physical copies. I don't have a lot of them, but I have some of them. So this is 1966, the second year I'm doing, starting with 65. And of course I'll be making a playlist. So I'm just going to go through this, because I already went through this once, because this is my second draft on this sucker. So number 15, Ike and Tina Turner, River Deep, Mountain High, which is the title track it's most well known for. Number 14, The Supremes, A Go-Go, Don't Hurry Love, and then their cover of Hang On Sloopy are my go-tos. I can't remember who Hang On Sloopy was originally by, but it was a few years before that. In the 60s, that bands did covers frequently. Number 13, The Kinks, Face to Face. Sunny Afternoons, the most well-known song on that early Kinks album, but still pretty good. Number 12, Simon and Garfunkel. I do have this. This is Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme with my parents' copy. Most well-known, maybe the most well-known song on here is the 59th Street Bridge song, which is Feeling Groovy, also known as Feeling Groovy. Scarborough Fair Canticle. There's a couple of songs on here that are somewhat known, but anyway, I think it's like their second record. Anyway, that's number 12. Number 11, Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde. The most well-known track that I am aware of on that record is Rainy Day Woman, number 11. Number 10, Frank Zappa's or Mothers of Invention's Freak Out, the Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, otherwise known as. I'm not like all that totally impressed with this record, even though it's a debut album. It was an hour long, it's a double album, kind of first of its kind in a lot of ways. A lot of it just kind of is, the humor attempts just don't do that much for me. I do like the Return of the Son of the Monster Magnet, which has some cool psychedelic jams. It's like 9 minutes, even though it's just kind of flowing, the last track. And Trouble Every Day is my other go-to on that album. Number 9, The Rolling Stones, Aftermath. Under My Thumb's the most well-known song for me on that record. Also Out of Time's another pretty decent track. Number 8, The Byrds, Fifth Dimension. Most well-known probably for the song 8 Miles High, of course. The psychedelic 60s and the drug culture, of course, LSD. Great tune. I love the guitar texture that sounds like almost like a sitar from the Byrds. Number 8. Number 7, the self-titled Monkees album. Monkees, although it says Meet the Monkees on the back, of course, but most well-known for Last Trains of Clarksville, but Saturday's Child, the Monkees theme, of course, Papa Jean's Blues, a Nesmith song, Gonna Buy Me a Dog, Sweet Young Thing, I Want to Be Free. It's got some good songs. They would do better stuff, and of course they weren't really writing much of their music. It was mostly Boyce and Hart, Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart. But anyway, that's number 7. Number 6, another Simon and Garfunkel album, The Sound of Silence, which has the title track, I believe. The weird thing is I remember looking that up, though, and I don't think it had it. I don't have it on here. Let me just look this up. It's on a lot of. Of course, they do Sound of Silence on the Graduate soundtrack. No, let's see here. But there's something weird about that record. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, the electric version's on it. But that and Parsley. I don't know, the other one I would almost flip-flop in some ways. Richard Cory. I mean, they were doing folk stuff. Paul Simon's a poet and everything and became a musician, or he was kind of a combination. Leaves That Are Green. Not my favorite Simon and Garfunkel. It probably would finish a little higher, but, it's sort of reference. The song, The Sound of Silence, is a terrific piece. Anyway, so that was number 6. Number 5, so I'm going with a single, The Beach Boys' Good Vibrations, which I don't have. I have a physical copy, I believe, on CD single. Might have been on vinyl. I thought it was on 7-inch vinyl, but I'm just going to point toward it. Of course, it's on the Smile Good Vibrations, Smile Sessions box set. Great tune. Super expensive, outrageously expensive, and Brian Wilson, lost his mind over trying to top the Beatles with it after, Revolver came out. So number 4, The Who, a quick one, which is not a quick one while he's away, but that's on there. That's a 9-minute piece. It's like sort of a sweet, kind of in some ways one of the first prog pieces in some ways. Their first rock opera, before Tommy, of course, and Quadrophenia and Lifehouse in a sense. So that album's got some other good songs on it, though. I mean, Boris the Spider is maybe the other most well-known song on it, which I'm not crazy about this song. It's okay. I don't even know if it was John Entwistle who did the vocals or it was just like a vocal voice effect. Cobwebs and Strange, I Need You. It's got some covers, of course, the Batman theme, Heat Wave, because bands were doing covers all the time on back in the 60s. It was like of that day, covers of that era. So, all right, that was number 4. So number 3, I'm taking a little bit of a mulligan on yesterday's 65. This didn't come on 65, it came on 66. The Beatles Yesterday, Da Da Da, and Today, which is the normal standard clean cover, not the Butcher cover. It's my uncle's copy. But this has, of course, a lot of singles or B-sides from singles that weren't on albums. Dr. Robert, was it Day Tripper? Great track. Drive My Car, I'm Only Sleeping, Yesterday, of course. So it has, even though it's sort of a compilation, it still fits. I mean, it's still, I don't know. In the pantheon of the Beatles catalog, when they rate the albums, I don't know where people even include it. So next is also the Beatles. It finished number 2, Revolver, of course, which was a big jump from Rubber Soul in my mind, and Help. They're being more progressive, being more experimental in the studio. Tomorrow Never Knows is a psychedelic masterpiece, one of the most influential psychedelic songs, of course, of all time. Eleanor Rigby and Taxman are staples. I still don't get sick of them. The use of orchestral and chamber instrumentation on that. Good Day Sunshine, Got to Get You Into My Life. I love the trumpet section in that. Yellow Submarine's okay, Here, There, and Everywhere. I mean, it's not my favorite Beatles album, but I know people that feel like this is their masterpiece. I do really love this album a lot. You know, I got a copy of it on CD, which it came out, the remaster, it came out in the 2000s. I want to say there was 1 or 2 songs, like For No One. They did include Dr. Robert on here, I Want to Tell You. But, yeah, it comes with a documentary, but I didn't pay full price. I bought it in, $10 back on June 30th, 2010. So, all right, and number 1, which I don't have a physical copy, my apologies, it's sacrilege, and I just never felt like, when I see it, it'd be more money. I just want to buy it and find it for a reasonable price. Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys, which, wouldn't it be nice? Of course, God Only Knows. Sloop John B is a go-to. The title track, I just wasn't made for these times. It's a very progressive album, and while, you compare the 2 albums, this is again the Collective Unconscious, the local Minnesota band who did the tribute. You compare Pet Sounds to Revolver. It's kind of splitting hairs, but I find that Pet Sounds is just a hair more important in terms of, my appreciation for ambition and, using the whole wall of sound technique. Brian Wilson was just kind of going other places. And, like I said, I mean, I could easily put Revolver 1 and Pet Sounds 2. I don't know, I kind of want to give the victory to Brian Wilson in the jousting battle that they would do. So that's my list for 1966. Hopefully I can get going and have more physical copies, have more details with the records and stuff, and go on through the 60s into the 70s and so on these Albums of the Year series. But thank you for watching. Please post your top 5, 10, 15, 1966 albums. I'd love to see that. But again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.